some grumpiness to your internet. Welcome back to Redneck Radio, the live stream where you get an extra healthy side helping today of five alarm chili. Well, that sounds good. I love five alarm chili, and it's starting to the weather's starting to get a little cooler. Chili's a good thing to eat right now. Uh, I, I I love the cool weather. But first of all, you've noticed Alex isn't here yet. He'll be along momentarily in a few minutes. He's feeling a little bit under the weather today, but he did say he'd be along in just a few minutes. So don't worry, he'll be here sooner or later. Uh, but yeah, the weather around and these parts here in these parts. The weather's cooled off a little bit, and and it is Labor Day weekend, which is for us Americans the official end of summer. Uh, Not to say there isn't going to be some hot weather coming still yet, because there will. But lately, last few days, it's been a little cooler. Uh, Cryptic old man is by himself. Don't forget the life alert. Well, one of y'all would call for me if I have a heart attack on stream, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? But Yeah, I love the cool weather. I love fall. Fall is my favorite season of all. Uh, the only bad thing about fall is winter is right on its tail. I'd be a happy camper if we could figure out some way to just skip winter, go straight from fall to spring, and then do it all over again. But I do love the fall. Comfortable days. At most a sweatshirt. And nights are cool, good, cool sleeping weather. I do love the fall. I do. Excuse me. Uh, but hello, everybody out there in the chat. I see Prospero. I see Nuts. Hey, Nuts. Kyler. Seen Maddie right off the bat. She was first, I think. Sean, Michael Weiner, and Functional. I'll probably forget some people, so I ain't going to try to read everybody's name, but glad to see everybody coming out on this Saturday afternoon, and hope your day has been good. Uh, Mine's not been too bad, not too bad. I'm a little tired. Had an early start. Well, early because I went to bed so late. I was up till about 3:30 in the morning playing video games, and I didn't even want to go to bed then because I didn't have to. Usually I have to get up and go take the grandkids to school, but since I don't have to on Saturday, I like to just do whatever. Nuts, I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. How are you? But Stayed up till about 3:30 playing video games. And then my body woke me up at 8 o'clock this morning. Of course it did. And as soon as I woke up and logged in, I noticed that Monkey was streaming, which is late for him. He was doing his Monkey in the morning. So I hopped over there and said something in the chat. I forget what. And he sends me a link. So I ended up going on his stream this morning. It was a lot of fun. Got to talk to his granddaughter quite a bit, little butt. She was just cute as a button. Bad thing is that put me behind because I had every intention of getting up this morning. Because Saturday is the day that I edit Redneck Trek, so I had every intention of getting up this morning and starting right in on it, and I didn't because after the monkey stream, I was feeling a little bad and had to lay down for a few minutes. But I'm getting there. I've got it just under halfway edited, so it's going to be fine. It'll be out there in time. I think it's a good episode. Uh, But Kyler says I stayed up too late last night too. Yeah, sometimes when you're on an early schedule through the whole week, sometimes it just feels good to just go to bed when you feel like it on the weekends. You know. Uh, Maddie says she needs a clone. I've been there. I've been there. I certainly have. But other than that, yeah, it's not been too bad of a day. Not too bad of a day. Um, Spending what time I can on editing Redneck Trek, and talking on the live stream with Monkey for a little bit, and the others that were there, and now talking to you guys. Hey, uh, Prospero says you feel naughty staying up late. Then, once you're a certain age, you pay for it. Exactly, and that's what happened. It don't matter what time I go to bed. My body says, nope, it's past 8 o'clock. You're way past your get up time. Get up, get up. That's um, oh, is Vanilla out there? I didn't see her pop in, but I'm watching the chat. Oh, there she is. Yeah, I'm watching the chat in the dashboard for StreamYards because I want to be able to pull in Alex when he pops in, and so if anybody does happen to give a super chat, hopefully I'll see it because it doesn't show up a different color and I might miss it. But when I hear the alert, I'll get it. So it might take me a minute. We'll see what happens. But yeah, glad all of you are having a good time. Vanilla says he's coming. He's just getting sorted. Okay, Vanilla, we'll see him when he gets here. Getting things started. I was teasing him earlier. He's acting older than I am today. Asked him if he wanted to borrow my cane. That'll be next. I'll have him out there in his front yard anytime now, hollering at the kids. Get out of my yard, you kids. I'm a bad influence, I reckon. I reckon I am. Owen Harmon says it's really nice that the audience here seems to enjoy one another's company. Yeah. I've always said it. I've got the best chat in the world, and a lot of you, I share a lot of subscribers with Monkey. He says the same thing, and I agree. Y'all are a good bunch of people. I hear people talking about how their chat is just cancer and just terrible stuff and everything. And I don't know what that's like because I don't go through that. And not just my chat, in my comments. For the history of my channel, I've not suffered much with bad comments. Oh, there's been a few. There was the time that Christy Winters and Michael Rowland showed up in the comments of one of my videos. That was fun. Yeah. And I've had one or two, crazy vegan and one of the crazier MGTOWs. Hold on just a second. I just realized that my watch page wasn't muted. And thank you, Owen Harmon, for the donation. Lovely weekend from a scorching hot Budapest. About to start my own channel about medieval history. Any advice would be very welcome. Oh, cool. Love history. Well, you all know that. The only advice I got to give you is just do it, man. That's what I had to do. And doesn't matter what your equipment is or nothing like that, or what your editing skills are. All that will come in time. You'll figure all that out, in time. Just do it. I remember it was funny when I first started my channel. I had before that point, I had a lot of experience talking in public. I mean, I've talked to crowds in person. Uh, Probably about 2 to 3,000 people was the biggest one I ever spoke to, but that's pretty good sized crowd. And but and so I was used to it. But you put that mic in front of me, and I suddenly got really, really nervous. Uh, don't know why. It's just something about putting that mic on there and thinking, "Wow, this isn't just three. The whole internet's going to be able to hear what I say." Thank you, Cryptic, for the donation. Going to start a redneck channel. Any advice? Shut up, Cryptic. Shut up. Be a redneck, first of all. Might help. You know, I'm even going to be nice and not call you slant eye today. But just be sure to define certain terms and items. On Harmon Medieval is full of lingo not well known outside with history nerds. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Um, Now, one thing you'll have to figure out on your own is, do you do better with scripting or off the cuff? Now, personally, I usually work off the cuff when I'm doing uh, things outside of Redneck Trek is scripted. In a sense, it's scripted. It's not strictly scripted, and some of my historical videos were scripted, but most of my reaction videos were just flat off the cuff, and that works for some people, and just doesn't work very well with some people. But I work very well impromptu, usually. Um, I had to start kind of scripting the Redneck Trek because it was my stutter was showing up too bad. My son Jake had pointed out to me, he said, your stutter's showing up. You might want to write down what you want to say. So what I used to do is, as I was watching the gameplay back, I would pause it, record what comment I wanted to make, then restart the video, watch it, pause it, make a comment, you know. But now, instead of recording it as I'm watching it, I write down what I want to say in a notepad on the computer, and then go back and record it all in one go. So, but yeah, Alex out there, I'll be there shortly. Okay, man. Okay, there ain't no clock here to punch. I ain't your boss. You know. But hurry up. No, I'm just messing with you, dude. You do what you got to do. I got this. I got it. Trust me. Turn me loose. I can talk. I'll talk your freaking ear off. But Kyler says, Alec, hurry up and get your crap in one sock, boy. But yeah, Owen, really, the only advice I can really give you, let's be honest, you might die on stream. Yeah, but think of the views that video would get. That's an idea. No, I'm not gonna die on stream if I can help it. But yeah, Owen, it's just do it. Just jump and do it. I thought about doing this channel a long time before I ever started it, and it took me a while to get up the courage to just, I'm just gonna do it. And don't get discouraged. I mean, for the longest time, I had like 7 subscribers. In fact, if you look way back on my channel, you'll find a video celebrating 10 subscribers. That's how lean it was. Functionalist says die. Nah, but he might very well pee himself for fear of too much dead air and not running to the head. Yeah, if I really had to go to the bathroom, I'd put up a little banner up there saying I'm taking a bathroom break, and I just have to go. That's just the way it is. If I was here by myself, and y'all would have to entertain each other till I get back. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Yeah. My wires, let's smash that like button, folks. It really makes the old man happy when you do that. It does. It does. And it helps the channel. And even though these live streams are never, they always get demonetized, or at least get the yellow symbol, which is limited. You know, they always do. But even though that, that's not the only content I do, and yeah, that helps the channel get out there and get known. Vanilla, will you be around on the 21st of September? It's World Alzheimer's Day, and we'll be doing a stream for it. I don't know. That's a little far out in advance for me. I don't even know what day of the week that is. Okay, folks, we got a rare treat. Here we go. It's Elizabeth.
Bow, peasants! Bow! Good evening, fellow colonialists. How are we?
Fellow colonials. How you doing, buddy?
I'm not too bad, mate. How are you? You all right?
Oh yeah, not too bad. Little on the tired side, but nothing we can't work through.
I feel you there, dude. I did say to you in the dims, I was a bit.
Yeah, I offered you my cane if you needed it.
I need that for a different reason.
For bopping people. Tell you what, my cane's good for bopping people. You've seen people with canes. Mine's extra thick. It's extra thick, and it'll put the hurt on somebody's noggin if you smack them with it.
I feel like I need it. These kids, man. These kids complaining about other kids being kids.
I'm rubbing off on him. These kids today.
Oh, I told him to pick a switch. Yeah, line up so I can whip all your asses.
They probably looked at you like I used to look at my mammy, my grandma. She had a willow tree out there in her yard, and when we were kids and get to acting up, she'd say, "Go out there and cut me a willow switch." And we'd go out there and do it laughing the whole time because we knew darn well she wasn't going to hit us with it.
Yeah.
But thank you, Cryptic, for the donation. If I get chat to quit, there we go. Extra thick. That's what she said.
My mum was a bit different. Over here in the UK, like, I don't think I've ever heard a parent use the term pick a switch. But what my mum would do is she would, especially with my sisters when they were kids, she would throw her slipper at them. And this is what she went, "Now bring it back." And then the second they brought it back, whack across the face.
Yeah. Oh, well, Mom, that was a different story. If Mom told you to go cut a switch, you knew you were getting it. But sometimes you'd much rather have the switch, because what Mom would do, she had a special belt that was for whoopings. She took the buckle off. Yeah.
A whooping belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She took the buckle off of it so she wouldn't accidentally hit you with the buckle, worried about your safety. And it hung on the hall closet doorknob. And that's where it always stayed. And
I like the idea of you wandering past it and it not being there. And then you just freezing and then looking around.
Oh, crap. Where's it at? But no, her MO was always go get the belt.
Yeah. I like that. That's you have to do that walk to go get it and then bring it back.
and then walk back and hand it to her, and you knew you were going to get it, and there was no way around it. Unless you left home and ran away to the circus, because you were going to go get that belt and bring it to her.
My mum was particularly harsh on my sisters, mainly because my mum didn't want girls and she hates little girls. And she battered both of my sisters. The middle one, the one who's now a guy, that one in particular, for being an unruly little turd. But yeah, she did beat my ass a few times, but she never really kind of used a belt or anything like that. But she'd use her friggin' hands, and you know what was on her fingers, right? Thick gold sovereign rings. Ow!
Yeah, my mom, if you were extra bad, if it really warranted it, if it was something really bad, she'd take a brush to your backside.
Ow!
Yeah, it hurt. And she might start off kind of light, but if you didn't holler, she was gonna hit you till you hollered.
So you got to play, you got to overplay it a little bit.
Well, that's what we did to Dad. Dad, God, his whippings almost never hurt. We'd get a whipping and we'd all play it up. Me and my sisters, like, oh, he's killing us, and then go off in the other room and laugh.
What a pussy!
Because he's a big, strong guy, and he was afraid of hurting us.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Mom, on the other hand, and don't even think about putting your hand in the way.
Don't defend yourself.
Oh,
it's like a natural instinct as well. Like, you can't help it.
That's just asking for it. Because then she'll just start whooping you whatever she can reach. Forget the butt. Wherever that belt can land is where she's going to hit you.
See, that's the thing. In my humble opinion, right? I think there's a good reason why mums generally go for violence, where dads tend not to overall. Yes. On average, I bet there's some people in there that got their ass whooped by their dad. But like, as the dad, like, usually the mum would go, like, if the kid starts playing up and the kid isn't taking any crap from the mum, if the mum says, "I'm gonna get your daddy," like that alone is enough to frighten children enough usually.
And don't misunderstand, guys. It may sound like my mom abused us. No, there was not one whipping I ever got that I didn't deserve. Not one. And the last whooping I got, I was 20 years old. She knocked me through a plate glass door. And I had it coming.
Oh, damn. Yeah, my mom beat the crap out of me a few times, but I deserved it. My dad didn't lay a finger on me because he knew better. Because obviously not me, I was a kid, I couldn't take him, but my mum would have killed him if he'd ever had put a hand on me. It was all right for her to beat the crap out of me, of course, but my parents weren't together, you see, and my mum had a particular hatred for my dad, as you can imagine, after finding him balls deep in a different woman, while she was preggers with me. But she had a particular hatred for the guy. But yeah, with me, I don't really go for the beatings. I mean, I will.
Well,
if I'm pushed, like, but I what I do is I don't shout. You see, I very rarely shout. I only shout if they are not listening full stop to me, and I'll get, when I'm really mad, when they really like mess up, they do something in particularly bad, I'll get in their face.
Yeah,
and I'll speak very calmly to them, and then they know they messed up.
I know. When
speaking of children being naughty, is there any particular reason why the child is in my office space right now? What do you want, boy?
I really want to talk to you.
About what?
About I'm not even hungry.
You're not even hungry?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're not hungry. Did you just say that so you can keep coming down the stairs? Like, Bloodwing, I was in the toilet when I was talking to you, on my phone, right? He comes up the stairs. He goes, "Dad, I just had me tea, my dinner." And then he goes, "I'm a bit hungry." I went, "No, you're not. You just ate." Right, so no, you're not hungry, boy. All right. Yes, he is. He won't stop eating. You're eating this out and home. I've not started my job yet. All right. No, I'm streaming right now, so there will not be any Old Town Road. Yeah. Take your backside out of my office. I'll make you pick a switch. I'll do it the American style.
You don't want to do that, Alfie.
No.
And living on this estate, the only switch you can pick up is usually a bit of metal or wood. So I suggest you move.
My aunt used to whoop her kids with a Hot Wheels track.
Ah, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh no, that's got metal and stuff in it.
Oh, them Hot Wheels track. Woo, they don't play. But yeah, we had this conversation actually this morning
Okay.
Monkey in the Morning. I
Right.
happened.
Sorry, Bloodwing. Right.
That's
Good
all
night. Get out.
Get away!
He always gets high. Sorry, Bloodwing.
That's all right.
Get out of my office now, boy. Get out.
That's kids for you, dude.
I'm just looking around for things to start throwing at him.
We had this conversation on Monkey in the Morning this morning. You know, I can probably count on one hand. I had 3 kids, and I can count on one hand how many times I whooped them.
Oh,
Because
really?
I didn't have to. Because if I told them, if you don't knock it off, I'm going to smack your butt.
Mm.
They knew I'm in it. You know,
Mhm.
Mama Minnie's out there. She can tell you, you know, if I told you I was going to whoop your butt if you don't knock it off, if you didn't knock it off, the next thing coming was a butt smack. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't play around. You know, I didn't tell lies. If I said it, I meant it. And so I didn't have to whoop them very much. You know,
Yeah.
it was the threat of it there that was always over top of it that, you know, took care of it.
No, I feel you there, dude. With the older one, because he's a teenager and because he thinks he's hard and he thinks he can take on the world, he thinks he can give his mum lots of attitude and he thinks he thinks he can stand 2 with her. You know what I mean?
Oh, I got a story for you.
And but before you do,
Uh-huh.
I've basically in the last couple of like months and stuff, and I've only had to do it twice. I will stand 2 with. I'll get in his face and I'll say, "Do you think you're hard, dear? Do you want to take me on, dear?" And I'll get right close up to his face, right? And he'll go, yeah, and he'll back down. I've had to do that twice, and I don't think I'll have to do that again. I don't like doing that,
Yes.
but he thinks he's hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Sean, the orange one, the flimsy ones, and they sting like crazy. Yeah, J Kid, my son, I think he was about 12. You know, right that age where you're getting a growth spurt, and you're growing up. And he was taller than his mom by this point, and because his mom's a little shorty britches. I'm 6 foot tall and she's 5'2". So
I think VB's 5'4", actually.
yeah. And anyway, so he's a little taller. And at the time I was working nights and I had been asleep and something woke me up. I must have heard him. And I walked out. He didn't hear me come out of the bedroom. His back was to me.
Oh no.
But he was giving his mom the business. She was threatening him and he was laughing at her and shaking his butt and all kinds of stuff, you know, like, you know, what are you going to do? And, you know, I'm bigger than you now and kind of stuff like that.
Uh-oh.
And I walked up right behind him and he must have seen her look up towards my face. And he's like, he's standing behind me, isn't he? I picked him up. I threw him across the room on the couch. You know, I didn't hurt him. I threw him up on the couch. I said, now, boy, I'm a grown man. Think you can take me? Because the next time I catch you giving lip like that to your mama, that's what's going to happen.
You think you're big? You think you're hard? You think you're a man? You think you can take me on? Go on, then.
Every boy goes through that where they think they can take their mama.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I did it. It was late in life. Like that's what happened when I was 20. And
No,
mom showed me that it wasn't so.
Yeah, I made the mistake of doing that once as well, and didn't end well for me either.
Real quick, I wanted to address my title. I've got space, and some of you might think that's talking about Redneck Trek. It's not. I finally, Mama Minnie sent me my external hard drive, 2 terabytes of space, and
I've room for activities.
Oh, I've got room on my hard drive for days. right off the bat, I moved 2 gigabytes of files over to that thing, and they were all videos. So videos just take up
How
so
long
much.
did that take?
Oh, a couple of hours.
You know what was weird? Like I without wishing to go on about it, but my part 2 to the AMSG thing, I put everything into a folder. Like I didn't realize how many files I'd used to make it.
Yep.
And I was trying to put it into my external hard drive. And for the first time ever on this computer that I have, because I have a fairly decent rig, but the first time ever, a little window popped up telling me the amount of CPU usage it was taking to move it. I was like, wow, this file's huge.
Yep.
It's like, God damn.
Yeah, I tried moving them all at once.
Yeah,
that didn't work so well, so I had to take them in batches.
And your videos are all super long.
Yeah.
So I can imagine how long that would have probably. I think it would have taken quite a while on my computer as well.
I was down to probably 15 gigabytes of space left on my hard drive. Very little by today's standards.
Yeah.
Considering that this laptop holds 700 gigabyte on the hard drive. So
yeah, well, that's good. That's very good. It must be moving at a faster pace now.
Yeah, and I was getting tired of seeing the hard drive symbol being in the red. You know, it was showing red, like you're about out of room. But yeah, I got that moved over. Feels great. I had to run out there and grab it real quick though. When they knocked on the door, thankfully, Mama Bloodwing wasn't home.
Yeah,
because Mama Minnie was supposed to send me a used one that she had laying around, and she ended up buying me a new one and sending it to me. And if Mrs. Bloodwing had said that, she'd have got butt hurt because I got a new hard drive and she didn't.
Oh dear!
But
bless her.
So I hurried out there and grabbed it, took it all out of the box, hid the bag that it came in.
Can I show you something?
Sure.
Because I'm not shilling, honest, right? I'm not shilling. I'm just going to chuck this link in the chat. Okay, just click that and go have a goosey gander. Go have a goosey gander.
Okay.
And whilst Bloodwing is doing that, who here likes Lord Bear, and who here would buy a Lord Bear mug?
I think everybody.
But not everybody likes Lord Bear.
Oh, sure they do.
Well, I don't know, man. Did you ever see the comment section of the first ever video?
Yeah, but it's been long enough ago that I don't remember. That's nice,
mad
dude.
People. Yeah, as I said before, like Maddie was giving me shit, going, "Why are you paying for it?" I was like, "Well, because they don't do it anymore." I actually spoke to a member of staff who works at Streamlabs, and I asked them, why am I having to like pay for Streamlabs, merch store? Because it wasn't you didn't have to pay for it before.
Yeah.
Like Satsu and Maddie both had got theirs for free, and I'm like, why am I having to pay for it? This is anti-Britishness, is what it is. This is racism. But he was like, basically, it's now a service that is combined Streamlabs Prime, and what it does is it allows you to have a merch store, and you can build half a website, which is what you're looking at now, or you can get an actual proper website, and like you can pay like $12 for the entire year to have a domain name as well. So I didn't actually realize I was doing it at the time, but I was customizing my own donation page, which is no longer a donation page. It's actually features a whole bunch of my videos, has my merch store, has a bunch of playlists, tells you who's in my Discord, how to join the Discord. It has all my social links on it.
So one-stop shopping.
It has one other thing on it as well. It has a loyalty leaderboard on it as well. And you can get to that by clicking the three sliders there next to login. And it tells you who's like the most, the person who's like interacted the most with like videos and stuff like that. I think that's what it's for.
Right.
Or it might be streams. I'm unsure. But yeah. So now I've got like this red background It's got a big A there. I mean, it looks a bit communist, but the A is for Alex.
Well, you know me, red's my favorite color.
And I also love red too.
You know, I've like here our name's in red, and I changed that because it defaults to blue.
Yeah.
Red's my favorite color, and it always has been. So yeah, I like red.
Mm.
Speaking of that, though, just prior to the stream, I smiled because here's why.
Oh, he's going to hit someone.
You know that I'm not a person that worries and frets too much about my sub count. You know, I don't pay that much attention to it.
I know.
But I do look at it now and again, and I just happen to flip over, and God, it's harder to get your sub count now than it used to be, dadgummit, since they don't show it on your page.
I'm also fairly sure that they applied that kind of rule to Social Blade too, at least in the capacity that it doesn't update as often.
Yeah, but I looked, and I am 9 subscribers away from 2,000.
Oh, nice! Share the stream.
Yeah,
people, come on.
I'm amazed. In the last 6 months, I've gained as many subscribers as I did in the first 2.5 years of my channel. That's just awesome.
Good. It's good.
Yeah. I'll have to do something for 2,000 subscribers, I reckon. And my anniversary is coming up here very, very shortly, the 15th. Will be 3 years on YouTube. So, yeah, I guess I'll have to do something special. I have to figure out what that'll be.
Ooh, I don't know. I mean,
it'll probably end up just being a live stream or something, you know, like that. You know, maybe what do they call where you answer questions?
An AMA?
An AMA or something like that, maybe.
Yeah. Or just call it a Q&A. I did a little bit of a Q&A today.
Yeah.
I decided to stream on Irate Alex and that. I did a like an unboxing of the weeb shit, and then I did a bit of a talk.
I seen that. I almost stopped into your chat instead of Monkey's, but then I seen what you were doing, and I'm like, yeah, he's doing that Weeabo stuff. I'll go talk to Monkey.
It wasn't just that. It wasn't just that. Yeah, I was like, oh, Monkey started streaming. Like I set it to schedule and everything. I was like, I'm not gonna do it like any later now. I'm just gonna do it now. But it wasn't just the weeb crap. It was also a Q&A to do with the 2 Amos Yee videos. So that was fun.
Yeah. Thank you, Maddie. Thank you for the congratulations. Yeah. Vibersource says maybe she should do something for her 2K sub. Like I mentioned earlier in the stream, if you look back and moving all those files yesterday onto the external hard drive, I was taking a look at some old videos. I've got them all. I've got every video I ever made and every collab I ever made. And was just seeing some stuff that brought back memories, like when we all got together and done the birthday video for Misa.
Yeah.
I seen that and all these other videos. And I seen a video where I was celebrating having 10 subscribers.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
It was funny, and I didn't watch it, but I think that's the one where I rickrolled everybody. Hey Viper, but yeah, it's I don't know what happened. It seemed like I don't check it very often, so it seems like the last time I looked at it, I was like at 1,000, like 1,600 or something like that, and then all of a sudden, boom! Wow. What happened?
I know, right? But it is. I think it's gone past 3 years for me now. Like Irate Bear is definitely just over 3 years old. I didn't celebrate it, as you know, because I'm walking away. Although some people seem to think that I said I'm quitting YouTube, I never said that at all.
I've got to correct myself. I said 2,000, didn't I? I meant 1,200. I meant 1,200. That's what I meant. I'm sorry. I did say 2,000. My mistake. And I'm just as happy about that because in my mind, that's what I was thinking, but that's not what I was saying. but yeah, that's massive growth for me in the last little bit.
Oh, good. Let's hope it's the Redneck Trek series that gets you going, gets you growing.
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I'm sorry. Blame the old man brain. Thinking one thing and saying the other. It happens to me all the time. But yeah, I have to.
Mr. Corsten there in the chat. He was on a. I saw him on a stream recently, and he was on a bit of a rant, which is that's what YouTube is for ranting.
Yeah.
About people who don't pronounce words, or at least make no real attempt at it. Which I thought was kind of amusing, because I do believe that my name was mentioned in there as well.
Thank you, Prospero. That's it. See, I still got it wrong. 1,291 subs is what I'm setting at right now.
Oh, good. Let's get him to 1,300, folks. Let's get him to 1,300.
I've gained 300 subs in the last 6 months, and that's just phenomenal growth for me.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome. I've you were defended. Yeah, I know what you said. You said I do it for comedic purposes.
Yeah.
We call it foreign. But I do try to pronounce a lot of the words. But as you know, I do have some speech issues, dude. So
it reminds me years ago when I was probably preteens. We had this preacher. He's one of them fire and brimstone type preachers. You know what I mean?
Oh no!
But he wasn't very educated. I mean, he was smart. He just didn't have a lot of schooling.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bible has some big words in it, especially when you're in the begats.
Oh yeah.
He'd get to one of them. He'd be reading a verse and he'd just say big word. He wouldn't even try. Just big word.
Oh, bless him. So I didn't go to school, damn it.
Oh, he was great guy. Got a good memories with old Leonard. That's what his name was, Leonard. I remember one time he got all fired up, was just preaching, and you could just smell the brimstone coming up from the floorboards, right? And he jumped off the podium and jumped right on the toes of my cousin that was sitting in the front row with his cowboy boots on.
Oh, wow.
He didn't mean to. He just jumped off there in the excitement and wham, landed right on his toes.
Hey, Bloodwing.
Yeah.
Guess what I can see in my peripheral vision right now?
Is it a little Alfie?
Yeah, it is. I can see his outline quite clearly. Boy, instead of just standing there and just doing whatever you're doing, what do you want?
You did not hurt me.
No, but I could see you.
You couldn't even hear me.
What part of sight does this I could see you.
What?
Do as your mum tells you to now.
I just want to talk to Dad.
No, I'm streaming right now, Alfie. At you go. Bedtime, right? You've been with me all bloody day, boy. So move. Right. You're smacking your own backside. Would you like me to do it? Except for I'll take a run up.
Yes.
Right. I suggest you turn around and get out of my office right now before I shove my foot up there. Close my door.
Gotta love them.
This
You can't kill them.
I know, right? And I certainly can't beat him.
Yeah.
It's the way I'd like to, like the way my mama did. But I can certainly kick him up the backside.
Yep.
And he will if he carries on.
But on that note, I'm going to have to go a little early. So if anybody guessed 45 minutes, you're dead on.
Well, there we go. He's off for a tinkle. And while he does that, let's have ourselves an intermission. You ready? You ready, guys? Here's the intermission. actually goes on for 1:15. Oh dear, but whilst I'm here, I may as well do a bit of canvassing. How many of you here would buy a Lord Bear mug, or a Lord Bear unisex T-shirt, or an Irate Alex hat? Well, I mean, the best way to answer that question is for you to take your asses right here and make a purchase. I suspect Alfie of being cute. Well, I mean, I don't think that he's cute, but because he gets on my tits. But and of getting awesomeness genes from his mother. Hey, fuck you, Corsten. She's not awesome. She's an old lady. You know, I mean, right now I realize that I'm an old lady on screen, but yeah. And how many of you watched my part 1 and 2 of the Amos Yee videos? There's Shia Garaf with the jokes. Why does Mexico never win the Olympics? Because moving coke isn't a sport yet. Fantastic. Well done. If he's cutting it short, this is the first time I've caught Redneck Radio in its entirety. Well, pretty much. We just got to wait for the old man to get back. It's taking him longer than usual, which suggests to me that he died. So if we could all get an F for Bloodwing, please. But if you twist my arm, I might buy a mug. Well, I mean, I can't twist your arm. We live in America, but you know, it does support me. You actually get something out of it as well. So it's not just a bog standard donation. You actually get a physical thing out of it, and they're only $10. So they're only $10, and would be even better if you bought a cap.
That music was so good, I almost wanted to stick around and listen to
it. Yeah,
I love bluegrass. Yes.
I like that. I kind of want to play it again just so I can just start screaming yeehaw. I mean, the chat started doing it.
Yeah. Hey.
Guilt me, 8 to the bar. Prospero, I'm in between being a YouTuber and starting my job. I'm not in a good place right now. If you could support me by buying a fucking mug, I would really appreciate it. All right. I will get Alfie in here. I'll turn the camera on and I'll get him to go, please, Prospero, please buy 20 of these mugs.
I want to eat.
Yeah. And also, please buy an Irate Alex snapback cap.
Yeah, that music reminds me. I think we mentioned a couple of streams ago years ago when I used to go visit down in Kentucky. You know, it was not unusual for us to end up at somebody's house and all kinds of people with guitars and banjos. And it was just reminded me of that. That's a good time.
Yeah, I can't help being a whore, all right? And I'm being a bigger whore, like, for at least the next week, all right? Look, the friggin' background check started on what? The 12th? I think it started on the 12th, because my new boss is a cowboy, it would appear, and lost all the stuff that she photocopied. She needed all those, and then she went on holiday. So she handed over my admin of getting into this new job to the other manager, who is also a frigging cowboy, a bigger cowboy, because she asked me for all the stuff. And I said, look, you already have all the stuff because the other woman photocopied everything. And she was like, well, she went on holiday and I can't find it. So I was like, right. And I sent her everything she needed. And then she asked for it again because she'd somehow lost an email. How'd you lose an email, by the way? I don't know. And then the friggin' service, the DBS service, it used to be called CRB, criminal background check, but like, we need some extra things. So I was like, right, okay. So I sent the extra things in, and then it started. And I was supposed to start this Monday coming, literally in 2 days' time. But no. So that's still going on. And I have to be a bit of a bigger whore to kind of, and VB's like her last night shift was last night. So if you want to help a poor brown man out in his time of need, buy a Lord Bear mug today.
Yeah, I might have to start e-bagging here before the next month's out. I ended up having to spend some money I didn't want to. But, I have a little fund that I siphon money off to the side to fix my truck. Hoping to get it fixed, hoping to get up enough money that I can get somebody to do it for me. Because, crippled guy here. And
he's old. He's very old.
I had to I had to dig into it and spend $85 of it for the phone bill, or it wasn't going to get paid. And I have to have my phone on because if for no other reason, so I can, in case something happens to Dad, something like,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But
Well, yeah,
stuff.
if you want to keep Redneck Radio on the on 3 times a week live on YouTube,
Yeah.
you guys know what to do. You guys know what to do.
Yeah, but you know me, I don't like the e-begging thing. I mean, for me personally, it makes me nervous. I don't.
How much have you received during this stream?
Oh, I forget.
You forget.
Yeah, probably about $10.
Let me see.
I don't keep track. I don't.
I'll tell you what. Should we give them an incentive?
What's that?
Should we? If we reach 50 via Streamlabs, of course, I'll play the full banjo song. It's 1 minute and 15. If we reach 50, I'll play the full a minute and 15 seconds of it. There you go. There's your incentive.
There you go.
And well, we can have we can put leather boots on and start dancing around. How's that sound?
There you go. Sounds fun to me.
Yeah.
I don't know that I can do much dancing these days, but I'll sure
you
tap
can move
my
your
foot.
hands. You have hands.
Yeah, I'll sure stomp my foot.
Viper, really? She was giving me shit the other day for paying for Prime. And now she's also paid for Prime. It's like, sign up to Redbubble, but someone else signed up to Prime, didn't they?
Yeah. But I get it. I figured the people that I draw are just good salt of the earth people like I am, and we're all broke. So
She says she didn't pay for it. Right. Excuse me for a moment. I'm going to have a word with someone. Just opening up some. Right. Okay. New conversation.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Sheagrath. What does Fior Elise and Catholic priests have in common? Both finish in A minor.
Yeah, but Viper, is your merch store published? And Maddie, that's not the case. I'm telling you now, right?
I wouldn't have any idea. I've never looked into it. No idea. Oh, thank you, Owen Harmon, for the donation. Let me get back over here. Oh my goodness. I got drunk with my mate this afternoon, and my girls are ranting at each other in Hungarian. My head hurts. Oh, dude, I feel for you. I feel for you.
Viper, I'm going to send Viper a DM. I'm going to send her a screenshot of what my merch store looks like behind the closed doors, what it looks like in the Streamlabs thing, right? And you tell me if it's the same thing as what you have. Right. Yeah. New messages, Viper face. There she is. Right. I've sent you a screenshot. You tell me whether that's the exact thing that you have.
Yeah. Oh, we got an argument about the Big Ten college sports divisions going on in the chat.
Uh-oh.
Kyler and Howard Sly. My favorite college football team is not. Well, I guess they kind of are part of one now, but historically haven't been part of a conference, and that's Notre Dame.
Yeah.
But yeah, college football has started this weekend. Yeah.
The thing, actually, Maddie, no, the thing is, you're wrong, right? You are wrong, because what you're not paying for a website, right? You're paying to effectively customize your domain, not your donation page into something a little bit more. The domain costs another $12, and that's for the entire year.
Hey, Data, look at that. I can see, mofos. Good for you, dude. I'm glad it all worked out. Good for you. I'm not sure that for those of you that don't know, Data Wasteland has eye problems. He has problems seeing, and he had some surgery. I'm not sure what was all involved in it, but apparently it's worked out really well. Good.
Also, why is Viper's $12 a month? Why was mine 19? The site is great. And thank you very much. It's very easy to actually set everything up.
Yeah.
Someone's getting set on fire.
He says they replaced the lens. Okay. I got you. I'm glad it's working out for you, dude. Trust me, my eyes are really bad in my older years, and I understand. Not as bad as yours, I'm sure, but bad enough. I've been on these glasses for way too long. I'm way overdue for a new set of glasses. And that's why I have a hard time reading chat sometimes, because I can't see it very clearly, really. It's too tiny.
Sorry, I'm just a little bit peeved at the moment.
Yeah.
Ow. Well, either way, I couldn't have like everything culminated into one single thing. So, and I couldn't have this very, very pretty. It's basically a website.
Well,
I mean, this is my website basically.
If you're happy with it, that's what counts.
Yeah, I can customize it further. I think I'll have to customize it further now as well.
Yeah, if you're happy with it, that's just what counts.
Yeah.
And Geograph, what's 8 miles long and has a combined IQ of 56? A parade in Kentucky. Oh, good grief. Geograph. Glad my dad didn't hear that, because he's from Kentucky and he hates Kentuckian jokes. Here in Indiana, that's what we tell. You know, Kentuckians are the Polacks of Indiana. We tell Kentucky jokes. But when somebody would tell a lot of Kentucky jokes, he had one that he would tell. He says, "What's red and white all and full of what's red and white all over and full of holes floating down the Ohio River?"
What?
A Hoosier that told too many Kentucky jokes.
What's a Hoosier again?
A person that lives in Indiana.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Hoosier.
Yes. Okay. It doesn't make sense to me, obviously. That's why
It makes no sense to anybody else either. It's just what we're called. I mean, like in Ohio, they're called Buckeyes, but that's because they're the Buckeye state. That's understandable. But a freaking Hoosier? What's
Oh no. Owen Harmon in the chat says my daughter says I look about 22. I think she has a bit of a crush on you. I know that I look a lot younger than what I am, but I don't think I look 22. Maybe between the age of like 27 and 29, I'd say I'd look, but I don't think I look that young, do I?
Yeah, that's the joke, functional. Yeah, as in who's your daddy? That's the joke.
Oh, God.
But yeah, I always looked younger than I was. Shoot, I was your age and still getting carded for cigarettes. You know.
Well, yeah, I'm still being ID'd a lot of the time for cigarettes, and like I keep being ID'd for energy drinks. They're not even mine. They're bloody Vanilla Bears.
Well, I get tickled because the tobacco store that I go to still asks me my birth date when I buy tobacco.
Oh, you have something very similar to Challenge 25, don't you?
Well, I think the rule is if you don't look 40, that they have to ask you.
Yeah.
But come on, I look at least 40. Thank you, Cryptic, for the donation. Viper is being all racist up in here.
The weight loss has helped. Has made you look younger. Well, okay, fair enough. I also have I know I have a baby face and stuff, but I'm not sure I look that young. Do I? Do I look that young? Do I look around that age? 22, 23?
March 22nd, 1960. Yeah, that's my birthday. Is that what we're talking about? I don't know. It just popped up out of nowhere. I'm trying to catch up with what's going on in the chat. But yeah, March 22nd, 1960 is my birth date. It is.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yours is the day after mine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I say the day after mine. It's about 80 years
The
behind
the
after
day
mine.
the day of the month is the day after yours, but the year
Yeah,
a little bit before.
yeah. Just a little bit, just a little bit.
But yeah.
You
But
look 25. Hetty says yes. Okay, cool, awesome.
cracks me up when I go to the, every once in a while I like to buy a box of wine. Not very often, once or twice a year, and I don't go to the liquor store to get it. I go to Kroger, the local grocery chain,
Yeah.
and they have the self checkout stuff. So I'll just take it and go to the self checkout. Well, when you scan alcohol on those, an alarm goes off, the machine shuts down, and the girl at the desk has to come over and check your ID. When that happens with me, because they're usually not paying too much attention, the alarm goes off, the girl looks up, takes a couple steps toward me and goes, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I should hope so. To be honest, I should really hope so. You don't, if I looked at you when I was trying to serve you, but like, yeah, come on.
Yeah, I hear all the time that I don't look 60, because I am almost 60, but and okay, I'll buy that, but I definitely look old enough to drink. And yes, Owen Harmon, a box of wine. I'm not a snob. I like the cheap wine. I like it. And I'm cheap. I don't like to spend money. So
yeah. Oh dear. Oh, by the way, I've decided that I'm trying to monetize the videos, the AMOC videos. It's a bit late now.
Yeah.
Because I think they're pretty much maxed out on their viewage now. But I'm trying. Obviously, I activated it, and they both went yellow immediately. Like within seconds. But yeah, I'm gonna try for it. Although I'm not gonna get my hopes up, obviously.
Yeah. Well, the subject matter alone would probably be enough to make it questionable to get monetized.
Oh yeah, the
talking
words
about pedophilia.
Yeah, both descriptions have the words sexual abuse and pedophile in it. So yes, it's not really much of a surprise. But I'm still going to give it a go because YouTube can do something.
Yeah. Thank you, Ebony Williams, for the donation. There we go. Blood and Alex, what do you do to relax?
I listen to jokes from Shiagarath, who says, "What's the difference between Santa and a Jew? Santa goes down the chimney." Hey,
it depends. It depends on the situation. I do different things. Sometimes I'll play video games, to relax. Although the video game, I was playing 7 Days to Die last night, and I was so aggravated and frustrated. I certainly was not relaxing. I've not made up my mind. I like this new Alpha 17 on 7 Days to Die, but sometimes I'll just sit and listen to classic rock, or sometimes I'll just sit and stare off into space. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Me and Blood are very, very similar. We both beat the kids, we both beat the wife, when we really feel a bit stressed. No game. I mean, if I'm in a really like low and stressed out, I will play Subnautica. That's kind of like my thing. I've not played in a little while, so I think that's a good sign. I mean, the last like 2 nights, even though I did do a little bit of gaming, I just I'll sit there and I just put headphones on and I'll blast metal covers into my ears until my ears are ringing, or sometimes I'll just sit there,
Data, that's what are you talking about? That's not really Alex. That's Elizabeth. That's the Queen. Can't you tell by her voice?
Yeah.
We are not amused.
One is not amused.
Yeah, I do a lot of different things. I do love that. But just 7 Days to Die, I finally got it working on my computer well enough. I still get some frame dropping, frame rate droppage sometimes in certain areas, like the blasted areas where everything's all busted up,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I tinkered with it till it's playable. It's playable. But so much has changed from Alpha 16 that I'm having a hard time figuring it out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's completely changed. The only thing that's the same, well, you've played it. The only thing that's the same is you're in a wasteland with zombies. And every 7 days there's a horde.
Yeah, and they're a lot braver as well, but they're a lot weaker as well. Do you notice that?
I don't know. I can't face. That's the problem. I can't face just one or two. Every time I break into a building or go into an area, there's at least half a dozen or more after me.
Yeah, they generally don't wander around on their own as much anymore. If they're wandering around in the open, they're usually in a big line, marching straight towards you.
I actually rage quit the other night. I did. I've started over like 3 or 4 times. Like, no, this is sucking too bad. Let me start over. And I'll do that until I get the hang of it, so I can get a good game going.
Yeah.
And I just looted an airdrop. I had some really good weapons for my level that I'd picked up out of that airdrop, and found what's it? Shotgun Messiah, but it was one of the big ones, not the little ones.
Yeah.
And in the Shotgun Messiah, inside of it, the floor falls through with you, dumps you in the basement, and I'm surrounded by a dozen zombies, including the big belching dudes.
Yeah.
And of course, I got killed. And I tried 5 different times to go back and get my stuff because I didn't want to lose it. And there was no way in there without getting killed. And I just rage quit and deleted it. Started a new game.
Oh, see, even the old and bold gamers get mad and have the gamer rage people.
Well, that kind of sucked because on my potato, it was a generated map. I don't just play on Navigaine, the default.
Yeah.
And I timed it yesterday. It takes my computer a half an hour to generate a random map.
Oh, really?
Once you first start it, yeah. And that's not counting the time it takes you to load in the game like you normally would. Just to generate the map was over 30 minutes. I'm like, oh, crap.
Mm-hmm.
But I have found some good map seeds, so
Did you ever download Neebs' map?
Never did. Of course, that was Alpha 16, but
oh yeah, that's also true. Yeah, you might have a few issues with that.
Yeah,
I'm still not going back to it. So
yeah, well, I hadn't played it for a long time. I haven't really played it since 16 because when 17 first come out, it would not play on my computer. Just wouldn't. I was at a standstill. No matter what I set it at, I was just at a standstill. But they've tinkered with it some and got it better, and I've tinkered with some of the settings and got it down to a manageable situation.
yeah,
could be smoother, sure, but it's manageable.
Yeah,
but I mean, I'm having fun with it. It's just that, and then last night I was playing. You know how we used to build the base up on top of the gas station?
yeah.
Well, I found the gas station right off the bat and cleared it out after several deaths because there was a dog in there,
Of course.
and a wolf. I'm like, give me a break. So I kill all that. I get up on top, and you know how you would make the ladder where you would take the bottom rung out so they couldn't climb it?
Yeah, they can jump.
They can climb it now in 17. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm up on the roof building me a little shelter to get out of the rain. A conga line comes through and climbs up my ladder and clobbers me. Well, the worst part is because I was building a little shelter, I had just picked up my bedroll because I was going to place it inside the shelter.
Oh, no.
So when I died, I spawned halfway across the map. I made it back, though, and it was after sundown, so that I set it to where they run, right?
Yeah.
And I ran all the way back without getting killed, and that's with running zombies on. I was surprised. I seen them a few on the roadside, and I'm like, oh crap, run, because I got nothing. I dropped it all. Nothing but my bare hands.
I don't know if I'll ever go back to that game. Honestly.
Well, I do enjoy it. And I hadn't played it in a long enough time, and I do that sometimes. I'll step away from a game for a while and then go back to it and enjoy it for a while and then move on to something else.
Yeah.
And I do enjoy it. It gives me something to do when I've got nothing better to do.
I'm reaching that point with GTA Online, you know.
Yeah.
I want to play a different game. I have a couple of games that I've never actually played in my Steam list. And there's one in there that's like it is an anime game, but it's like, you know, lots of action, violence, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to give that a go after the stream, see how I go with that.
Well, there's two things right off the bat with Alpha 17 on 7 Days to Die that I'm not sure I'm a fan of. One is the crafting. All the crafting has changed completely. You know, you don't pick up, you know, blueprints to make. You do get blueprints, but they're used differently to upgrade stuff. And
just to quickly address Viper, I can't. It has sexual content in it.
So I'm not a real fan of that because it's changed the way I got to spend my points. When I would start a new character, I would almost always go straight for sexual Tyrannosaurus, which ups your stamina. You know,
yeah.
Can't do that now, or you're not going to be able to buy build a forge, and you got to have forge.
Yeah, you need the forge. Yeah, that's a pain in the arse, man. Because that was my job, you know.
Yeah.
And that was a job that I liked to do. That was my thing. You know, I'd be the one crafting. I'd build the forge. I'd make all the tools. I'd make all the weapons. That was my thing. You know.
And now you can't do that.
You can't do that.
Now you got to get it unlocked. You know, and that takes points.
I also think that Alpha 17 made it a little bit more difficult to play on your own.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm doing, you know. And then the other thing that I'm not sure I'm a fan of is taking away drops from most of the zombies. I mean, you still get a drop once in a while.
Yeah.
When you kill one, they'll drop a backpack now.
Yeah.
But that's only like, I've been playing for a couple of days now, and I've only seen it twice.
There is there is one thing I did like from Alpha 17, and that was that how they turned every single building into a dungeon. Yeah. I did like that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and I was talking to Monkey about it earlier. He says, well, you get so much crap from exploring now that you're not going to miss it. But the thing is, that's always what made Horde Night worth it to me. You know, working so hard to survive was being able to loot all those zombie bodies afterwards and get, you know, a bunch of crap.
Yeah. You got to work harder for it now.
Yeah, but try to find the working forge at the trader for a jump start. I haven't found a working forge even at the trader. I did find there's it's spawned some. It's a cabinet maker building, and it has a working crafting table in it. And if I find that, I'll usually try to set up base in there. But anyway, I imagine I'm probably boring all y'all. Not all of y'all are video game players. I know that, but you know, this stream we're liable to talk about whatever.
I will mention. I did mention this. I can't remember where. I think it may have been here. I don't know. Project Cars 2 is 75% off on Humble Bundles right now. It's on for £17.49, whatever that is in American. Probably about $20. They also have one of the Dirt Rally games on for free. It's like free for a limited time. Dirt Rally. It's free.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's permanently or not, but
yeah. Angry Illinois.
You have to subscribe to the Humble Bundle newsletter, which I'm fairly sure I'm already subscribed to. But
Angry Illinois says, I have no problems in 17 alpha, and I probably won't once I get used to it. It's just that it's so much different than what 16 was. I mean, they just completely different. I have to get used to it. I have to figure out what I'm doing. So once I do, I probably won't have any problems, but Guess you guys know what I'm doing today after I get through, once I finish the latest episode of Redneck Trek, which I'm still working on. I'm about
You've
halfway
not finished it yet.
No, I got up this morning and turned on my computer and immediately seen Monkey was on, and then he sent me an invite, and so that took up a couple of hours, and then I had to lay back down afterwards because I wasn't feeling too good. And yeah, I've kind of been got behind this morning. I got up early this morning at 8 o'clock this morning with every intention of starting right in on it and getting it done.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't work out. And the way I'm feeling right now, probably when this stream is over, I'm probably going to lay down for a nap. Because I got the tards. I got the tards bad.
The tards?
The tards. Yeah. The tireds.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were saying tards.
Yeah, we rednecks, we say like tards. I'm tard.
Who are you calling a tard, old man?
You?
I've got to break your hip. We'll see who's the tard then.
You better pack a lunch, buddy-o. Because he's going to take you all day.
Well, we'll see. We'll see, old man. Yeah, say iron.
Iron?
Prospero is saying iron.
Iron, yeah. That's the way they say it, iron. The one a monkey laughs at me most about is I say wash.
You say what now?
Wash.
Wash.
Instead of wash.
Oh.
Yeah, that's almost more a Hoosier thing than it is redneck, but I say a wash. It just comes out. At least I don't say oil instead of oil.
Oil?
Yeah. Got to change the oil in my truck. The oil.
You're very strange.
It's redneck, man. It's redneck. You need a translator. I've told the story before, and it's true that Mama Minnie, when she's in the Marine Corps, they would use her as a translator for people that were seriously redneck because she could understand them and her superiors couldn't. Like, what are they saying?
that is very peculiar.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay. We're back to the stream. What's going on, chat? They're just repeating you now. They're just making up words and stuff.
It's not made up. Everything they're saying is true.
Well, no, I believe it. They're just making up their own words.
Yep.
Lunatic.
But speaking of redneck trade, it'll be worth it. This one's a little tricky. I mean, there's like nothing special. I'm not trying to do anything really special, but it's kind of heavy on the editing. I'm having to cut a lot of pieces out, but try to piece it together where it seems seamless,
Mm-hmm.
And so it's time consuming is what it is. It just takes time. You know how that is.
Yeah, I know.
And plus I had meant to add, because there's another bathroom scene, not quite like the last one, but there's another bathroom scene in this one. And so I forgot to add the echo and I had to go back to my
fart jokes incoming, folks. Fart jokes incoming.
I don't know. You'll see. But,
okay, it's not fart jokes, it's poo jokes this time.
Yeah. Well, there's been that it was poo jokes the first time. Because you remember he was sitting in on the toilet taking a poo while he was addressing the crew on the intercom. And then in a recent episode, which one of them I don't think you've watched yet, he's actually talking to the Admiral while he's sitting on the pooper. But yeah, I'm not above poo jokes. I'm not proud.
Well, neither am I. Neither am I.
I'm a guy. Poop and fart jokes are funny always.
Yeah.
They'll never not be funny. Yeah. But where were we?
I don't know. You kind of went off on one.
I did. I did, and now I forget where we were. Isn't that awful? Told you my
Yeah.
brain was tired. That's what started. I said I was tired, and you got all off on my accent.
Well, I didn't really know what you were saying.
You thought I was calling you a retard, didn't you?
Well, I thought you said that you were going, I'm tired, and I'm like, yeah, okay, if you want to call yourself that, mate. Yeah, you crack on there.
Wouldn't be the first time I've said that, called myself a retard. I've done it quite often. You big freaking retard! What the heck you doing?
We made English better. No, you didn't. you bloody well didn't. It sounds like you learned from the bloody Scots, to be honest with you. Corrupting the bloody language.
Well, and I've said this before, and it is actual historical fact that most rednecks, most hillbillies, can trace their lineage back to the Irish and Scots after the civil that stayed behind after the Revolutionary War.
Mm.
That's why bluegrass, if you listen to it, it resembles, Irish and Scottish folk music. And that's where it all comes from. That's where we learned how to make that moonshine.
Moonshine.
That's right.
Of course. Fucking moonshine.
Yeah.
I grabbed a free copy of Dirt's Rally. Because it's free if you just sign up to the newsletter,
Yeah. Yeah. Right after the Revolutionary War, a lot of the Irish and Scots moved into the Appalachian Hills because it resembled, where they were from, mountainous area.
Yep.
And it wasn't very many years later that they were in trouble with the government. It's called the Whiskey Wars. Because President Washington wanted to put a tax on it, and they weren't too happy about that.
The Whiskey Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Now worse than Scots, except the Germans. Yeah, the Germans are pretty bad. I mean, there's one universal group of people that the entirety of the British Isles hate, and it's the Germans. So the Germans.
Yeah, Prospero. Yeah, a lot of them had came before the revolution, but they stayed and fought on America's side, and a lot of them moved off into the Appalachian Mountains, and thus rednecks and hillbillies were born. So you can blame it on them for the funny way we talk.
Goddamn Scots. The problem with Scotland is that it's full of Scots.
Is that the problem with it?
Well, I'm just repeating old Longshanks there.
Mm-hmm.
From you've seen Braveheart, surely?
Yeah, but it's been a long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Michael Weiner says the Thunderbirds are in town and ripping up the sky. Awesome. I wish I was there watching. I love watching the Thunderbirds and the Blue Angels. And if you don't know what the Thunderbirds are, Alex.
That's a type of aircraft, isn't it?
It's a military group that do air shows.
Like the Red Arrows, then.
Yeah, they do stunts and formations and in their jets.
Yeah. So like our Red Arrows, then.
Yeah, we have the Thunderbirds, and the Air Force has the Blue Angels.
Yeah, the British Army has an air show group, and I forget what they're called now. The Black Cats or something like that.
Yeah,
they do like an air show in Lynx Mark 8 helicopters. They make them do backflips and stuff in the air. It's very, very fun to watch.
Oh, I love watching them. When I was a kid, is it Navy that's the Blue Angels? Duck Dog says, okay, all right. Sorry, didn't mean to give misinformation. I knew it was one of the other branches of the military, but the Blue Angels used to come out to the airport, which when I was a kid lived very, very close to, so I could sit out in my front yard as a little 6-7-year-old boy and watch them do their stunts. We live close enough to the airport. We just sit there and watch them.
Yeah,
for free. It was awesome. It's cool.
I like air shows.
Oh, I do too. I've mentioned before that my family used to own some property out in the country, had a cabin out there. And it was quiet most of the time. It was country, you're way out in the middle of the sticks. And the road, it's a gravel road leads to it. And but when people would come visit, what they didn't know is there was an Air Force base not very far away. And they would actually do fake bombing runs on the dam down the road.
Oh, okay. Bit of practice.
Yeah. And they would treetop over our cabin, literally come over the treetops. And there's nothing like being on the ground, and all of a sudden you see this big shadow of a jet plane fly by, and then a second later you hear the sound because they're flying ahead of their sound, right?
Yeah.
It would scare people. Like, what the heck was that?
Yeah, they are so loud, though.
Oh,
they really are. They're ridiculously loud.
But I've been fishing down on the dam. The road that leads to where our cabin was is the same road that runs over the top of the dam. And we called it the Dam Road. People thought you were cussing. But no,
it's on the damn road.
But I've been down there fishing before at the dam and just watch them for hours making fake bombing runs on the dam and stuff, and fly over the water. Water's just kicking up underneath them, in a big spray.
Yeah.
It's cool. I love to watch them.
I've had the unfortunate experience of being very, very close to a typhoon as it kind of waved goodbye to my ship on my last deployment. Because we were about to start heading north on a 2 or 3 month. I think it was 2 months actually. Return to the UK. With several stops and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That thing you could feel, it's so loud you can feel it in your chest.
Well, I know when I worked at FedEx. You'd be standing next to a DC-10, which is a pretty large aircraft. And they, in the wintertime, they have to keep the engines running, because it just takes too long to get them warmed up and back up to speed. So they keep them running. And, oh, man, you could just feel those engines in your chest.
Yeah.
While you're standing that close. But when I first started to work at FedEx, they make you watch this film for airplane safety, because they want you to be careful around the airplanes. And in the film that they made you, there's a little clip on an aircraft carrier, and the guy in his orange suit with the helmet on, who's marshaling the aircraft out, and he's all crouched down next to this fighter jet, and he's getting ready to tell it to go on, and gets sucked into the engine.
Oh no!
Didn't kill him. It didn't kill him.
It didn't kill him.
No, the thing that saved him is it sucked his helmet off, and that went in and stopped the engine before he was sucked into it.
Oh, wow.
But he was inside the cowling. It was like 1 second he was there and 1 second he wasn't. It was just like, it's like, dang.
Yeah, that'll get your attention.
Yeah. Yeah, but they want you to be careful. So.
Yeah.
There's places you don't walk. You don't walk in front of a jet engine. You don't walk in the arc of a prop job, because the prop airplanes there mostly are turboprop. And if you know anything about airplanes, you know that a turboprop has nothing stopping the propellers. They will spin in the wind because there's nothing stopping them, no resistance.
Yeah.
You don't walk in the arc of it, even if the engine's off, because you're liable to get bopped in the head. And now, in all the time we worked there, we never did have an accident with anybody.
Yeah.
But it did happen at other hubs at FedEx, I've seen some bad. I've seen a girl lose her leg out there one night.
Ah, no.
Yeah. It was during the sort. And it gets really busy, and these tugs were pulling these big, heavy dollies, which is what the containers come off the aircraft, and they go on these dollies, and they pull them in a string of 4. These dollies weigh about 2,000 to 2,500 pounds empty without a container on them.
Yeah.
And she was standing in the middle of the road in between them, thinking they would pass by her. because they were two tugs pulling strings going two different directions. But the dollies passed close enough that it just twisted her leg right off.
Ah.
Yeah, it was not a pretty sight.
Very, very unpleasant.
Yeah, dangerous place. The airport's a dangerous place, folks. You got to keep your head on a swivel and keep your wits about you, or you get hurt.
Yeah,
real quick. But I had my share of accidents there. Nothing that major.
Yeah,
course,
obviously, yeah.
But did almost lose my foot once, and shocking that I didn't lose it, but got it smashed. But it.
Yeah, warships are pretty dangerous places as well, to be honest with you.
My foot got rolled up into a ball to where my toes were touching my shins. And, it's not supposed to bend that way.
Yeah, it's pretty not, is it?
No. I did run over a chalk once, the big rubber chalks that they chalk the wheels with. These things are huge, and I didn't see it there. It was like 3:00 in the morning, and I've got that old tug just as moving as fast as it could go, which is probably about 20 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Cutting across through there, didn't see it, and hit that rubber chalk, and my head bounced off the metal roof. That knocked me cold. I was like, oh, that was stupid.
Yeah. It's silly sausage.
Yeah. I do miss it, though, as you can probably tell, because I take any opportunity to talk about it.
I know you do. You told me a lot about that job as well. Quite a few stories.
Yeah, I miss it because I miss being on the aircraft, and I miss the go. I fit in well with that kind of atmosphere. FedEx is, and any overnight delivery, I'm sure UPS is the same way at their hubs and so forth. From time you clock in to you clock out, you are moving at 150%.
Yeah.
It's like go as fast as you can go. Now that might only be 3 to 6 hours, but you're going just as hard as you can go for that period.
Yeah.
And you're fighting the clock. It's like, I remember when I done the Houston flight, our flight had to take off at 3:05 a.m. If it went out at 3:06 a.m., you were getting a phone call from corporate wanting to know why your plane was late. And you don't want one of those phone calls.
I remember you telling me all about that. Yeah.
And I work well in that kind of environment to beat the clock, to, that stress. Like, I took it as a challenge every night. But I miss it. Just can't physically do it anymore.
Yeah, I know you do, mate. I know you can't do it anymore. And Owen's being a bit sarcastic. Well, warships are dangerous places, you don't say.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know. You should have seen the health and safety videos they showed us. Oh my god! Because you can have serious accidents inside one of them. You really can. Then they're not built like a cruise liner unless it's one of the survey ships. The ladders and stuff like that, and there's lots of like firefighting equipment, and there's all like different stuff you can trip over and smash your face on, which I have done. I've got trapped in a hatch once thanks to the wind. Fell down ladders loads of times as well.
My cousin's husband, he's passed away now, but in Vietnam he was stationed on the Kitty Hawk. Aircraft carrier, and he told the story once of a guy that went overboard off the deck.
Not get sucked into the prop.
No, but he did get very hurt. What you may not realize, you would know this, but other people that may
that's
not
a carrier. He fell off from the flight deck.
It's a long way to the water from that flight deck.
Yeah.
It really is. It messed him up. They pulled him out.
Good.
It messed him up. He was hurt.
Yeah, I bet.
But of course I've told the story here before. And when you get my age, you start to find that you tell the same stories over and over, and you don't mean to. You just forget that you told it.
I do it on purpose. I don't care. I'll tell the story again.
But I know that I've told the story about him being in the belly of that ship before, and working several days straight. He never left the engine room.
That's not good. That really
And
isn't
the
good.
engine room on one of these ships is not a pleasant place. Just think of your worst picture of hell, and that's what it's like.
Yeah.
Very high temperatures, steam everywhere, dark, oily, just
Owen mentioned submarines. Yeah, I've had the unfortunate experience of wandering around one of those. Yeah, I really would not have liked to have served on one of them.
Yeah. I'm not sure I could do a submarine because that's I'm not claustrophobic in any way, shape, or form, but knowing that you're under, several feet of water and for months at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not nice. It's the idea, especially the older submarines, man, where there's no room at all to swing a cat,
Yeah.
And the way that some of the hatches are built.
Yeah. It takes a special kind of person to be a submariner.
Yeah, it does. So there's a very good reason why they're in our Navy anyway. You probably have it in yours as well. But we give them a £5,000 golden hello when they finish their training.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably because like a submariner isn't just trained to do like one or two things. They're trained to do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
A lot of different things.
And just to be able to be on that vessel, which even the large ones aren't extremely large in between inside. And trapped in there with, however many other people on the crew, constantly the same people, day in, day out, no break. Yeah. Not exactly my cup of tea. I couldn't do it, but it takes a special person to be able to do that.
Yeah, it really does.
My hat's off to them if they can.
It's weird. I tried to join the Navy as a submariner as well, and I'm so glad I failed the test. So glad.
Yeah,
I've been happy to fail something in my life.
I've never been on a modern submarine, but there is a captured German U-boat in Chicago at the Science and Industry Museum there that you can take a tour through.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That thing is so tiny inside. I'm like,
yeah.
Good God. And I'm 6 foot tall, which is not incredibly tall, but there was no way I could walk through there without bending over.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard time, man. It really is. You're going to have a hard time. I'm 5'11", and I had an extremely hard time wandering through one of our old hunter killer subs.
Yeah.
Like every door on a submarine. I mean, every door on a ship is almost every door is a hatch. And the hatch is lit. The lip on them on submarines is usually about knee high for me.
Yep.
So you've got to squeeze through that. And like I've had to squeeze myself through a kidney hatch before. That was unpleasant.
Yeah. Well, I remember on this U-boat, I could reach my arms out and touch both sides,
Yeah.
And like you said, the hatch is, you got to step up and over at the same time you're ducking.
Yeah.
If you're my height, because if not, you're going to really pop your head. And, those hatchways are not very forgiving when you smack them with your head.
No, they're not.
Or your shins.
They're several inches thick of steel, But they're not built for comfortability. They're built to kill.
Yeah. And like I said, I usually don't suffer with claustrophobia, but I remember by the time I got off that U-boat, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't breathe. Get me out of here. Yeah. So my hat's off to those fellas that can do it, and make it.
Yeah, and like I thought that doing firefighting exercises, in the Eastern Mediterranean when it was still very hot out there, or doing it, on the equator was bad. Imagine doing it inside a submarine.
Yeah.
firefighting gear is hard enough to move around in, full stop. You do it inside a warship, it's marginally more difficult. You know, you've got air tanks on your back and you've got hoses to drag around. And then imagine trying to do it on a submarine.
Yeah. And Prospero, yes, I know that Americans, we pronounce it submariner. I get that, but I was pronouncing it Alex's.
Submariner.
Yeah. I was doing it his way.
Yeah.
Hey, all you need. Owen Harmon says, I'm 6'4" and visiting a sub in port freaked me out. Jeez, at 6'4", I can imagine. Because like I said, at 6 foot, I had to duck. And I'm not just talking about in the hatchways. I mean, out in the open, I had to duck.
Yeah, you have to, yeah. I had a mate who was about that tall, and he had to duck several times when walking from one end of the ship to the other because of the light fixtures.
Yeah.
You know? He would never have lasted inside a submarine.
Yeah.
Mind you, he's too stupid to be a submariner. Well, he was. He's one of the densest blokes I ever met.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Like, I know I'm saying that after, like, admitting to failing the test. But, you know, I give it, if I'd actually bothered to study and do it, I reckon I could have done it. But, like, my temperament would not have allowed for it.
No. That's what I would be afraid of, you know, after a couple of weeks on a submarine. I'd be throttling somebody.
But submariners are dirty bastards as well, mate. Like the new submarines that we have, I forget what they're called now. But anyway, they're the first submarines we've ever had where every sailor has their own bed.
Mm-hmm.
But before they used to have to hot bunk, and that's disgusting.
Right. You sleep in shifts.
Yep.
Yeah.
6 on, 6 off for submarines, usually. That's what I was told anyway. Especially the Vanguard subs. But yeah, they had to hot bunk. They had to hot bunk, and that's dirty.
Sheagrath, I love you. Every February, the Navy loses half their staff due to pitchers and catchers reporting for spring training.
Astute class, yes. Thank you, Owen. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that, dude. Yeah, the Astute class is the first submarine class that we have ever had where every sailor has their own bed.
Yeah. Well, that's it's either a fair size submarine or it doesn't take as big a crew.
I think the complement, I don't know if the complement was reduced or not, but they are fatter.
Yeah.
I know that much. So there's probably more room.
Yeah.
Probably more room.
But yeah, I knew that and on some other ships other than submarines, some of the smaller vessels that they would have to sleep in shifts, and they shared a bunk with someone else on the opposite shift.
Yeah, I imagine they would on the smaller ones. Yeah, I don't know about the minesweepers, but yeah, the smaller vessels probably would have had to deal with the same issue.
Yeah.
But then again, I've been on. It's the Belfast, isn't it? Yeah, the Belfast that's in London. I've been on there, and it looked like they had plenty of room. So I don't know. But you know, then again, that thing's a bloody battleship. So
yeah. Which you're probably, I don't know. Pretty much the day of the battleship is over.
Oh yeah, it was over pretty quickly anyway.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, you know, war. There's a lot of war. Yeah. What does war do? It advances technology really quickly, doesn't it? So
yeah, before World War II was even over, it was the day of the battleship was over, and we were clearly in the age of the carrier.
Oh, that and missiles became very much a thing, you know. Okay. We're actually at 1:15. I thought it was question time.
Mike Savage says we had ton class minesweepers in the Irish Navy. Had to hot bunk on those as well. Cool.
I've seen the Paddy Navy. I've seen you guys turn up to thingy Navy days, International Navy days. That was amusing. Little thing comes along. But then again, everyone looked little compared to the American Arleigh Burke class,
Sure. Because we're Americans and we do everything big.
Everything had to be big. That's right. Got to do it big.
I mean, look at our cars.
Yeah. But then again, you've got room. You've got room,
Yeah. Heck, I had a car in the 70s. It was an old Dodge. I think it was a 71 Dodge. This thing was so long it looked like it bowed in the middle, and it was a sedan. If you pulled up next to a pickup truck, it was longer than the pickup truck.
Dang.
That's Americans for you.
Well, yeah, you've got the room. You've got the room.
Yeah. Well, our cars aren't that big now, but compared, we're still bigger than most everybody else.
Yeah.
A lot smaller now than they used to be. A lot smaller now. At least not as long. Some of them 70s cars, you needed a 40-acre field just to get that dude turned around.
A 28-point turn, yeah.
Yeah.
Trident class sedans, yeah, I like that.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, we're 51 people watching, 33 likes. I think we can. I think we can raise that bar.
Sure.
Guys.
Yeah.
Because as Bloodwing always says, you've been watching the stream. There's only 13 minutes left. If you don't like what you've seen, you haven't made your mind up. I don't know what to say to you.
Yeah. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jono says American pickups take up a lane and a half over here. I'm not sure where you're at, but yeah, we do go big on the pickup trucks. That's one thing we don't skimp on anymore.
Yeah, I'm going to need to borrow one of those vehicles,
Yeah.
Just to get the old people off the road.
Trust me, my pickup would do it, and mine's not even a four-wheel drive, but it sits up pretty high and it's got big mudder tires on it.
See, I like that being sat up high, sat up straight as well. I much prefer that to.
If I pull up behind somebody at a stoplight, if I'm close enough, the only thing they're going to see is my grill.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to borrow it, dude. There's far too many people who don't know how to drive on British roads, and that is an issue. That is an issue.
Your roads are some of them, at least from what I've never been there, but from what I see, in movies and TV, are so narrow. I'm not sure you could get an American pickup truck down some of them roads.
Make it fit. Make it fit. Don't worry about that. I'm quite, as you know, I'm quite the aggressive driver. So
be going down the road. Hang on, Newt. She's a sucking mud.
I mean, I'm a very aggressive driver, but I can back that up because I'm not blowing smoke up my ass. I am a good driver. I
do love driving a pickup truck and always have, because like you said, you sit up high over the road, you can see. If you're in a smaller car or whatever,
it's more comfortable as well.
Yeah. The seats in my pickup truck are way more comfortable than in my wife's SUV. Yeah. And her SUV seats are supposedly ergonomic, and in my pickup, it's just a straight bench seat all the way across. But
I miss my first motor. My first motor vehicle was a van. Yeah. I learned to drive. It was actually a brand new car, the first vehicle. I can't remember what it was, but the second one was a Ford Fiesta. I learned to drive in that. And then my first vehicle was a Ford Transit van. That was my first motor. I loved that thing. Loved it. Big, a pedo van. Fuck you, Michael. White van drivers in the UK aren't seen as pedo drivers. They're seen as really, really arrogant, ignorant, bad drivers. Like if someone says, "Oh, white van driver," you go, "Oh, dickhead." Then it's like basically the equivalent to a BMW driver.
I mean, you're fine as long as it doesn't say free candy on the side.
Yeah. I actually got stopped the first day I got my license. You get a paper license on your first day. Mm-hmm. I was stopped by the police on my first day driving around. I took it out, my first time ever driving on my own, stopped by the police. Because they thought I'd stolen scrap metal in the back of the van.
Yeah. I can believe that. Kyler says, I learned to drive on a Mercury Monarch with a 3 on the tree. Oh my gosh. And that was a boat. The Mercury, if we're talking one with a 3 on the tree, that was an older one. That was a boat. That was a long vehicle. I liked 3 on the tree. I liked them. I liked actually on the tree better than I did on the floor. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, Alex, by 3 on the tree, but
no, I'm just nodding along. It's fine.
It's a manual transmission, but the gear shift is on the column instead of on the floor.
Oh, I forget. Yeah, you're Americans are weirdos, aren't you? Most of you drive automatic like gays. I don't know why you don't do that. Drive manual. It's better for your car.
I'm more than happy to drive an automatic, and my truck's an automatic. I'm more than happy. My legs just couldn't handle working that clutch all the time anymore.
Well, yeah, it's different. You're disabled. Like drive an automatic if you're disabled, but drive manual. It's better for your car anyway. It's better for you as a driver. It's better on fuel consumption.
Duck Dog says the 4-speed on the column from Volvo were the worst. Mercedes had them too. Duck Dog, I drove one. Mercedes used to have a 4-speed on the column. Yeah. Very, very odd vehicle to drive. Because you'd grab a hold of it and it's on the column on the tree, what we called on the tree. You're thinking, well, this is a 3-speed, but it was a 4-speed. So yeah.
I like having a manual. I don't think I'd want to drive anything else, if I'm honest. Like my mother-in-law used to have a smart car. Fucking thing.
Oh, them ain't a car. Them's a roller skate.
Well, what it actually is it has a motorbike engine in it. So what that is, it's a motorbike with a shell on top of it.
My granddaughters were laughing at one. It was just a couple of weeks ago. We were on the way to school. One, I said, "Look at that little car over there. It ain't no car. It's a roller skate." And they were laughing at it. It was a smart car.
Yeah, she'd drive around this. She used to call it Billy. She loved it. I don't know why. Like you can only get 2 people in it. Crap.
Yeah,
awful car. Tiny little engine. You'd be refilling the bloody thing constantly. But no. I suppose it was okay, but it was set. Those are semi-automatic, and you change the gears from the steering wheel. Like it has little clips that you flick. And I couldn't do. I need to feel the engine. I need to fucking feel the speed of it. I couldn't do that shit.
Yes, straight Sith male. I do remember the DeSotos, although they were old cars by the time I come along. Even Duck Dog says I had a Ford F-150. Well, he didn't say F-150, but that's what he meant. With 300 straight 6, third gear would last forever. I had a 72 Dodge D100 with the slant 6 in it. 3 on the tree, manual steering, manual brakes. It wasn't even power brakes. And you could not brake that truck. It would just, it was a beast.
That's what you want.
It wasn't fast. You weren't going to get there in a hurry, but you weren't going to stop it either. It had lots of torque. That was the truck where I told the story where a kid parked in my parking space at school, and he knew it was my parking space, and I pushed him out of it with my truck. While he's got his brakes, he's trying to go the other way, and I'm pushing him out. Smoke's just pouring off his tires.
Good. Deserve it.
But yeah, it wasn't much to look at. Oh God, it was an ugly yellow color and rusted.
Yeah.
But it ran and ran and ran.
You know what I hate, Godwing? You ever see those girly cars, right? Where they've taken something like the new Beetle. You ever see the new Beetle? Ugly car.
Yeah, I prefer the old style Beetle myself, but yeah.
And it's bright pink, and the headlights have eyelashes on them. Yeah. I'm like, somebody needs to fire a missile at you.
Oh,
right now.
Yeah, I know. I seen a car coming down the road here in town the other day. it was coming at me, and it had like eyelashes sticking up. They weren't painted on. These were actual eyelashes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the
above.
Beetle that I saw had physical eyelashes sticking out of the headlights.
I'm like, oh, serious? It was a 225 Duck Dog, and I'm shocked that you know that. Yeah, but yeah, is a 225 slant six. You could not kill those motors. You could run that motor completely out of oil and not kill it. It was just, God, it was sturdy. Because I've done it before, run it out of oil. They were very durable, very powerful for a 6-cylinder. And oh man, I did overhaul it once, and the head on that slant six was heavy. Whew, it's about all I could do to carry it. Thank you, Owen Harmon, for the donation. My goodness, dude. My mate got a VW Beetle for his 18th birthday, and he hated it. He tried to kill it. Darn thing is still going. He just gave it to son. They were very sturdy, especially the old air-cooled models, the old Beetles. And yeah, it was hard to kill them. That's the reason a lot of people use those motors on dune buggies, because they're very durable.
I've just popped onto my Twitter feed, and I follow a YouTuber called Augie RFC. He's like a drama streamer, and he's a good lad. He's a good lad, and he's just another pedophile channel.
Oh,
this one isn't even trying to hide it.
Good grief!
I'll tell you what, I'm at that point, right, where I'm ready to,
Alex,
I'm ready to burn down a building.
Alex, I don't know if we've made it, because Owen, I don't translate his money very well, but I'm going to say that we made our goal. So why don't you go ahead and play the tune?
You want the tune? I've got a reopened SoundPad. I had to close it earlier due to an issue that I was having with the download of that game.
Are you doing that? Kyler says, you ain't just whistling Dixie, Louie. My old man had a Dodge wagon with a slant six. That thing ran with a burnt piston. Yeah, they were just that dependable.
Yeah. Do you want to just play? Should I just wait until the end of the stream to play us out? Would that be better?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
And then you can count down 1 minute and 15.
We can do that. Well, since that's the case, then we're at that time where, I thank all of you, and this just couldn't happen without you guys. It really couldn't. All your likes, your shares, the comments, everything helps.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, thank you to those that were able to donate. I much appreciate that. But this channel just could not happen without you, and it'll continue to happen only because of you. Thank you very much.
Whilst you're can I complain about something real quick? For a change? I know. YouTube's recommendations are just the most broken thing ever.
Well, yeah, we knew that.
Now, so as you know, I'm logged into Irate Alex right now, right? And I don't like any political things showing up on my recommended on Irate Alex. I don't like any of it, anything from it. It doesn't matter who it is. I don't like it being there, full stop. Yeah. Or appearing on my homepage. And then I obviously had to watch Shoe on Head's video initially to do my, to obviously go after AMLG. Because I watched that video, YouTube then decided to make a couple of recommendations to me.
Pedo channels?
Not pedo channels, no. A couple of political channels. And I was like, right, okay, so I need to clear these out. One of them was Mark Collette. And I was like, really? I've just watched Shoe on Head, a very progressive YouTuber, by all accounts. And now you're recommending me Mark Collette. That's a bit of a jump, YouTube.
Yeah. Well, I don't get some of the things they recommend for me sometimes. It's just incredible.
Yes, I'm like, not interested. No, thank you. I don't want to sit there and watch a Nazi sympathizer. Thank you very much.
But we are at the end of it, and I've thanked the chat. Alex, anything you want to shout out? Thank you as always, by the way.
That's not a problem, mate. And of course, I've got stuff to shout out. Basically, guys, I now have effectively my own website, kind of issues. It has like all the ways you can support me, and of course, it has all my content on it as well, and a couple other things. So go check it out, guys. I'll be adding a little bit more to it tomorrow. Like I know people see Streamlabs, they think, oh, he's just shilling for donations. No, that's actually takes you to a fully customized website of mine that features all of my channel stuff, including my 2 latest videos, Amos Yee Part 2 and 1, which you can obviously click on and go watch. And I believe my merch is on there, including Lord Bear cups, and a few other bits and bobs, like all my social links and everything is all culminated into one place. So go click that link, check it out. Tell me what you think of it as well, guys, and what you think I should add to the website through the editor. And yeah, let me know. There you go.
Go do it. You might find something you want to buy over there.
Yeah.
Might find something you want to buy.
Well, it's not just that, mate. It's everything, you know. It's my channel, has my videos.
It sounds like one-stop shopping.
Yeah, it has my Twitter, has my Instagram, has my Discord. It has everything, you know. So
everything, Alex, right there in one easy place.
That's right.
There you go. As for me, be sure to check out Redneck Radio. The next episode will be Tuesday at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. And then tomorrow at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time will be episode 13, lucky 13 of Redneck Track. So be sure to check that out. But till then, get ready, Alex. But until then,
okay,
get out of my yard. Hit it, Clam.
Bye, guys, and thank you, guys. Good night.